What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm in Farming Simulator 15. So as you can see, it's still the same day. It's still raining. In the last episode, we were doing a lot of stuff. We were, seeding and spreading muck and everything. We're still seeding. I spread muck on field 10 off screen, just because it's a little bit of a process filling up the spreader and then running back and forth. And I figured I showed you guys that, and even though I am trying to do everything on screen, it just makes sense that I do a little bit off screen, so it's not just the same thing over and over and over again. As you may have seen in the splash screen of this video is dedicated to Nick Crisford. Nick Crisford has been, just amazingly loyal and amazingly supportive to the channel ever since he first came around. He's an awesome guy, a great friend of mine. I appreciate all his comments, all his feedback, all his support. He's just, absolutely amazing. I don't think he has a YouTube channel or anything like that, so I can't bump that for him. But, I just want to make sure that he knows that I appreciate him, that I appreciate his friendship, and I appreciate his support. And this episode is dedicated to him. So, as you can see, we're down here at the beef facility. We're going to muck out the animals. I'm kind of having a thought about whether I want to refill my calf rearing pens or not. I kind of need to, I think, even though I'm going to move them later, which of course in the game is going to require me to sell that and then buy it again and put it back, put it where I want to put it. But since it's going to be quite a few days yet before the next sort of level of harvest, the next, phase of harvest, I should say, I don't want to let my cows, the calves, starve to death in the meantime. So I think I'll just keep filling it up until I'm ready to actually move it, and then we'll just start again. It's only a 4-day process, so it's not a big deal. So anyway, let's go ahead and muck out the beef first, and then the pigs. I have quite a bit of animals in here that need to be sold, but I kind of want to wait to do that. Until after the harvest is done. So, and here we go with my favorite thing, trying to find that trigger where I can pick up the muck. Yep, there we go. There it is. Found it. Oh, there's a little bit in here. A couple of bucket loads, I believe, in each pen. So that'll be quite a bit. I've used quite a bit of muck, but I still have quite a bit, which is nice. Again, I won't have to run up to Mike's to borrow any muck from him. So, speaking of Mike, I was talking to Mike a little while ago. Apparently, Mrs. Crawford Brown has been busy. She has put down, or not her, obviously, personally, but she has sort of arranged to have speed cameras installed on the edge of one of the bridges over by Mike's farm. Now, as you guys know, there's a lot of bridges around here because, this is a valley. A river does run through the middle of it, and it bisects a lot of our fields and things like that. And a lot of the bridges in this area are very old, as you would expect, and not in the greatest of repair because they are old, because they've been there for, over 100 years, most of them. And and they've told us on numerous times take it easy over the bridges, go steady, as they like to say around here, and that's fine, and I always do that anyway because I'm always a little concerned. I always get a little scared about some of these bridges sometimes, but Mike has been known to jump over them on occasion. You know what I mean? It's sort of a thing of his. Oh, looks like Perry needs to be refilled, so I'm gonna have to go refill him because I really want to get. We're on field 1 seeding alfalfa now, and I want to get that done. So. But yeah, so apparently they've had some speed cameras installed down there. Now, I don't know if there's any going to be or have been installed in my area or not, it sort of kind of strikes me as odd that there haven't been speed cameras up to this point, it's because of the village and everything. And for the most part, we all drive, reasonably, through the village and stuff. Sometimes you'll get the occasional, if you get a contractor in to do something, sometimes they'll be moving right along because they're in a hurry. But, for the most part, everybody drives pretty, decently, I think. So, but I'll be curious to see if any of them go up in my general area of the valley here. So, let's see. I'm going to shut that off for now, and we'll tab around to the Unimog once my game decides it wants to tab. There we go. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Come on, stay with me, game. Yeah, ever since this Windows update, the lag has just it's been kind of ridiculous. And I really haven't had a chance. I've been very busy the last few days. I really haven't had a chance to, I need to be hooked to that, though. Really haven't had a chance to kind of go through it and figure out what is causing it. So, you know, obviously with the rain, as I've said, and with everything I have to run, you know, all those things cause, you know, cause some lag. But again, it's not awful. It's only just in certain areas and certain things. And I think part of my lag issue now may be these textures between the grass texture, which is a very high res texture, and the new soil mod texture, which I'm actually using the low res version of that, you know, with the weeds and all that. Let's not drive in the pond, BP. You know, I think between that, between the rain, between everything that has to run and everything, you know, I think that's caused me some lag. But okay, you know, whatever. I have to live with it. So it's not going to rain forever. So at least I hope not. You know, again, a couple 3-4 days of rain wouldn't be bad, but I wouldn't mind if they didn't all come at the same time. So can I get under this thing? This thing is such a pain to back up. Such a pain to back up. I guess because of where the wheels are and everything. And as I've said, you know, repeatedly, this Unimog is not the best turning thing in the world, so. Okay, I was going to say, am I not under this thing? I'm pretty sure I am. I don't really need to fill this all the way up. I'll probably put a couple thousand liters in, a couple tons in it. How is the Seedmaster doing? Oh, it's doing fine. It's got plenty of seeds in it, so that's not going to be an issue. I'll fill it up so that I can fill up the seeder twice if I need to. I don't think I will. I don't think it's going to take more than one load in the, more than one, you know, another tank full of seeds to do that field. But just in case, I'll put, that would be 3 loads. Yeah, I think that's probably enough. Okay. Nope, not bad. Is it V to put the cover? It's V. All right. Go over to field 1, get him filled up, go back and get the other beef shed mucked out, and then we can go do the pigs. Then I'll bring the muck back to the dairy and dump it out. So then I think I'm going to bring some milk and some straw, now that I have it, to the to my calves. So as I said in the last episode, the pigs and the beef don't absolutely need straw right at the moment. So I hate to bring straw down in the rain, but as I'm just going to stick it in my blower anyway, I think it'll be okay. I hope. We'll find out. All right, where are you? Where are you? Up here, way down here. And of course, I'm going to have to stop him so he doesn't take off on me. You can see, you know, with the rain, as I've said, the soil moisture is way up. You know, and then of course the nutrients will come up in the next growth cycle. So looks like I'm going to need to spread some lime over on field 10, as I expected I would. You know, field 10 is one of those fields that, you know, just I have a continual sort of alkalinity problem or acidity problem with it. Now it's alkaline, you know. But okay, you know, that's all part of it. Got to deal with it. So, all right. Now that he's stopped and he won't take off once he gets, you know, 10 seeds in him, I can fill this thing up. Hopefully. If I get close enough? Can I get close enough to it? No? Oh, is it because the cover's on? It's not N, it's V. It might have been that reason. I don't know that for sure, but whatever gets this filled up. There we go. Very nice. There we go. And of course, it takes no time whatsoever to fill it up. So, let's see. Where do I want to put this thing? So, A, he's not in the way. Put the cover back on. Not that it matters, but I'm going to put it on anyway. A, he's not in the way. You know what? I'll park him over here. In the entrance to field 3. That way, I'm not in the road, I'm not in the field, and I'm not in his way. This field's going to need some stuff, I believe. Probably take care of that after the rain. I don't really want to spread nutrients in the rain, just for the, you know, fact that I'm afraid they'll run off, you know, before they actually absorb into the field. So probably once it stops raining, and it looks like it's getting lighter, you know, so it'll probably stop raining, hopefully fairly soon. Nearest waypoint, is that going to screw you up? No, you're going to be okay. My biggest fear is he's not going to... No, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, I want you to go that way. But just so long as you go back down this row, we'll be okay. He's going to miss a little bit, but that's okay. Again, you know, missing a little bit is not a big deal. If I'm really worried about it, I can always come back in and fill it in. My biggest concern is that he gets back on the right row. And, you know, does his thing. And it looks like he's gonna. Looks like that's gonna work. All right, very good. Back to the pig and beef. Here we go. All right, now I believe if I check my PDA here, that animals. Let's see, beef one, manure 0. Okay, so that one's empty. So now we have to go grab the other one. There's only a bucket in each one. You know, it's not a bunch, but it's enough. It's enough for me to want to take it out of there. So backwards. Oops. Easy. I'm not going to bother moving the trailer. I'll just bring it over here. So I'll just jump in the cab. You know, and in happy news, Charles is back. He's been back for a couple days now, actually. But I actually just got a chance to talk to him today. So that's great that he's back. You know, he's out now. He's free, as it were. He's back, you know, back to work. Apparently he's really happy with his new tractor, you know. And that's awesome. You know, it's good to see him back. He's a great guy, you know. And you know, ultimately, you know, what he did was not, you know, so bad that, you know, he stuck up for his, you know, for his longtime friend, for his employer, you know, and there's really nothing wrong with that. So, you know, and of course, you know, justice and all that and whatever, but, you know, and I have my own opinions about that, of course, but it's great to see him back, you know, and you know, I hope he sticks around for a while. I hope nothing silly happens that forces him to do, you know, to be Charles, I guess. So, and also Kylie is getting ready to go off on her trip to America. So apparently she's going to be gone for 6 weeks. So it looks like I may have to go to this sort of driving, the HGV driving test in theory and all that class by myself, because I can't wait 6 weeks for her to come back. You know, my temporary extension on my license at the moment is going to run out before she gets back. So I kind of need to, I'm going to need to do that by myself, which is fine, you know, not a big deal. I think I should be able to handle it. You know, I do know how to drive, so it shouldn't be a real issue. One thing I want to say, and of course, if you're watching this video after December 18th, you know, of 2015, if you're watching it, you know, I don't know, you know, January of 2016 or whatever, or some other time down in the road, let me say this: thank you. And you probably won't know what I'm talking about, but if you're watching it before the 18th of December 2015, you guys are aware I'm running the Bipolar Profit Gaming Gives Back charity event where we're trying to raise money for a family, you know, a single mom and her kids, so that they can have some Christmas presents on Christmas. Because, you know, as you guys have probably seen in the video that I made for that, you know, she's really struggling, and she's a single mom, and she you know, has some issues that make her have to stay home. You know, and she depends on, you know, some services and some assistance and stuff, and there just isn't a lot out there for her, and she's a very good friend of mine, and I want to help her out, and you guys have already been absolutely amazing. You know, we are very close to the goal, the sort of goal that I set for, you know, the amount of money I wanted to raise, and it's only been 1 day now. By the time you guys see this, it'll be 2 days, but you know, so I want to make sure that, you know, you guys know that's still going on. It's going to go on until the 18th of December, which is a Friday. I'm going to end it at Friday at midnight on the 18th of December 2015. So if you're watching this after that date, thank you very much. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys have been awesome. If you haven't donated, please consider it. You know, it doesn't have to be much. It can be $2, $5, $10, whatever, you know. And I really appreciate all the donations that have come in from other countries where I know that the monetary rate is different. You know, the United States money is really worth nothing, you know. So you guys have been leaving awesome donations, you know, and with the donation rate, and unfortunately PayPal, even though it's a donation, you know, takes their cut of it, and I can't do anything about that. You know, but every dime that I raise, you know, will obviously go to her. It's just easier for me to put it in my PayPal, you know, where my PayPal's all set up and everything. So, but every dime will go to her, you know, and her kids to make it a bright Christmas. And it's already going to be a much better Christmas than it would have been, thanks to you guys already. And thank you so much. And again, and not to beat this, you know, to death, but if you guys have not donated, you know, please consider it. $1, $2, whatever, you know, anything will help. Anything will be massively appreciated. Anything will get you a gigantic shout out. Unless you prefer to be anonymous, you know, and some of you have said that, you know, said, hey, I'd rather be, you know, anonymous and all that, and I completely understand that, you know, but know that I know who you are, and you know, that I appreciate it very much, and so does she, and so will her children, who actually don't know anything about this. It's going to be a big surprise, which I think is going to be cool, because that's the way it should be on Christmas, right? Oh, you know what? If I wasn't such an idiot, I would run over here and have this follow me, right? Instead of having to make 2 trips. So any little bit of muck will help. Any little bit will help. So, you know, again, I go through so much of it, you know, because I do like to spread it on the fields, obviously. You know, it's a great fertilizer, so. All right. Well, let's see. At some point, I need to clean this puddle up, too. This puddle is always here, no matter what I do to it. So, that one, yep. So I need to kind of clean this puddle up and get rid of it. Because as I've said, you know, over and over and over again, you know, I want to leave this, when I do leave this farm, or if I do leave this farm, I want to leave it in better shape than I found it, I guess, is, you know, what I'm looking to do. I should not have come this way because I doubt very much that old Phil here is going to make this turn. I mean, Phil's a good driver, but unfortunately he's pulling a trailer and I'm not. So he'll be able to make this, and he's probably going to get stuck on his fence. He's going to try, though. Let's see if he can figure it out. Is he going to be able to do it? Come on, Phil. Oh, no, Phil. Phil, man, what you doing with all that gun? Anybody who posts in a comment that they know where that's from gets a massive shout out. I'll say it again. Phil, brother, what are you doing with all that gun, man? And that may not be the exact quote, but it's close enough for you guys to should be able to figure it out. So, BP trivia time, everybody. That was my own fault. I mean, you know, Phil tried, but I screwed him up by making too tight of a turn. So, should have known better. He'll give me an earful about that later, you know, when we're at the house having, you know, lunch or dinner or whatever. He'll be like, man, what are you doing to me here? So, all right, get you in here. Then I got to get you set up somewhere where A, you're not in the way, and B, I can get to you. So, turn that off. Let's see, where would be a good place for this? Well, where would be a great place for it, actually, would be down here, because that way I could just drive through the shed. So. We should get pretty close to a full load of muck out of this. So, and again, I could just leave it right there at that placeable pile, you know, that I put there, but I think it's easier for me to bring it all down to the dairy, just because that way it's all centralized, it's all in the same place, and it's easier for me to fill up the muck spreader than having to chase around to all the different, you know, animal sheds to get muck. So that will do. Set the brake, jump out, run back to the telehandler. Getting to be quite a bit of slurry over here too. I don't generally take the slurry out of here because it doesn't build up very fast, you know, because obviously the animals don't intake much, so they don't put out much. And the animal values mod does not affect these animals, so. Probably when that gets, you know, about half full, I'll start coming down here for slurry. Really, the only thing I use slurry for at the moment is the grass meadows anyway, and I don't have all that many grass meadows, so usually what I have in the dairy tank is in the dairy pit. Whoa, jeez, stuck in a trigger. Got to put the bucket down enough to actually grab it, but not so far down that it gets stuck. Could I see what I'm doing, please? Thank you. Straight through to the other side. Looks like there's still a fair amount of straw in here, so that's good. I'd rather not, you know, I want to bring some down for the calves, but I'd really rather not bring it down in the rain. So. Although I don't think the shredder is going to care. You know, the shredder will probably just shred through it, wet or not, but. Probably going to need to extend that a little bit so I actually get it in here and not waste it. Okay. Whoa, easy, up on a slurry tank. You know, it never fails that I leave stuff in the most inconvenient places to get to or to get around or to fill or whatever, you know. It just seems like I never have enough room. It must be the American in me that I'm just like, you know, I need so much room to maneuver stuff. I think that's going to be about it. That looks like that's going to be it. Okay. Now we'll have to back out this time. Just catch it on the trough, no problem. Actually, if I was smart, I would go down this one and fill it up, right? Instead of making an extra trip to dump that tiny little bit that's left in there. obviously that's going to be a full load. So I think it's going to be close to a trailer full, which is great. It took about, I think it took a little less than 20 tons to do field 10. Field 10's a little bit smaller than field 1. So field 1 was, 3 or 4 trips, like 40 tons, I think, or maybe 50 tons. But field 1 only took about a spreader and a little bit more. So about 20 tons. Oh, God, yeah. Full. Excellent. Awesome. Very, very good. Okay, now, you can actually stay here. I mean, yes, I'm going to need you at the other farm, but for right this moment, just so I don't really have to mess with you, you can stay right there. We'll jump into the case and go get this dumped off in the dairy bunker. And let me guess, I left him right in the way, right? Of course I did. Of course I did. Why wouldn't you do that, BP? Why wouldn't you leave stuff right in your way? I mean, all right, let's test BP's driving skills here. Can I swing around my very expensive and still under finance telehandler? I think I did. Very good. Again, another sort of maintenance-y episode. All stuff that needs to happen. So. That needs to be done, and this again, and I say this a lot, but really, could I cruise control? No, don't tell me I'm having an electrical problem with you. You've only got 55 hours on you. Looks like I'm gonna have to, after harvest, gonna have to get this in the shop and get it diagnosed and get it checked out to make sure I'm not having an electrical problem somewhere. But yeah, I've said this over and over and over again, but I really mean it. I really enjoy this. Everybody plays the game differently. Obviously, whether what you really like to do is harvest or silage or or whatever, baling and all that stuff. Everybody has their little activity in farm sim that they enjoy. For me, it really is the maintenance-y stuff. Soil Mod when Soil Mod came out for Farming Simulator 13, it was amazing. Changed the game, right? As more realistic did and things like that. But, as far as, the maintenance side of Farming Simulator, to taking care of your soil and everything, Soil Mod is a complete game changer. Probably the best, top 2 mod of all time for Farm Sim, I believe. And I really enjoy the process, and then with the breeding animals, when those came in, that really ramped up the whole farming process, having to muck them out, having to feed them, having to sell them, giving you something to do in between the time you plant your fields and the time you harvest them. Because, in the vanilla game, in the unmodded version of Farm Sim, you don't have to do much. You fertilize, or you seed, you fertilize, and then you're done until harvest, so you're doing a lot of fast forwarding and stuff. And then that's fine, and if that's the way you want to play, there's nothing wrong with that. For me, I like the process of the farming. I like the whole, the whole process of doing all the different stuff, that has to be done on a day-to-day basis. And, obviously for a Let's Play series, for a video series, it makes it a lot, more interesting, I think. So, now, I think I'm going to go down this road. Let's go down this road right here. Well, not road, but my other entrance to my dairy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this dairy expanded and moved over into that old meadow over there. Obviously, I'm going to cut that meadow one more time so that, I'm not wasting the grass, Then I'll plow it out and I'll, move my rearing sheds over there, put my Milk Max machines over there, probably put a shed over there as well. I've also sort of come to a tentative decision, and I don't know if I'm going to stick with this or not. I think I will. That I'm going to start doing pit silage. My dairy herd is getting to the point now where I need to do pit silage because silage bales just aren't going to be enough anymore, So I don't know if I'm going to make it in this turn or not. Let's find out. Well, I mean, I'd make it, but it wasn't pretty. So let's try that again. Right there-ish, I guess. Looks good to me. There we go. Another nice pile of muck on top of the pile that I've used. So I basically almost made back the muck that I just used on field 10. So that's really good. All right, awesome. We will run this back to the main farm now, because I just cannot leave another piece of equipment down here. I have so much equipment down here that I really need to get sorted out. Oh, the Milk Max machine is full. Well, you know what? It can have a seat for the moment. It can just hang out. I'll deal with that in a moment too. I need to sell some of that milk. I'd like to build it up to 10, 15 barrels of that milk before I bring it over to Cobb, to the dairy, for them to process. They would like that too. They don't want me to bring it in 1 barrel at a time. So it's just not worth it for them. Let's see. I'd like to do the milk and the straw at the same time for the calves. And they're not out, so I think I'll probably hold off on that till the rain stops. We're thinking the rain's going to stop sometime this afternoon. So what can I do in the meantime? We've mucked out the animals. We're seeding field 10 right now. We're having a bunch of lag. Okay, whatever. Lag away. I can't do anything about it. I was almost tempted to buy another seeder, to call up Chad and be like, Chad, you got you got another 3-meter seeder kicking around that I can buy from you, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of this money because I need to budget this money because I've got payments. I've got a lot of payments coming up at the end of harvest. Usually 10 days after harvest, assuming that falls on a business day, a Monday through a Friday, is about when the bank is going to want to hear from you. About your yield, about your projected contract payments and all that, so that they can come back with you 10 days after that with a okay, this is what you're going to have to pay on this date, and it's usually 30 days from the day that you do your yield report to them. So I don't really want to spend a bunch of this money, and then be like, oh well, I owe the bank $155,000, say, and not having it. You know what I mean? It's usually never that much, but unless you have a really good year and you owe, and I owe that much money, obviously, so I owe quite a bit more than that actually. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. This is such an awkward place to try to park. Could we not crash into the brand new Stewart trailer, please? Such an awkward place to try to get into and out of. But, it is what it is. So I'm certainly not going to tear down these sheds. I'm not going to move them. I'm not going to do anything like that. These sheds have been here for a very long time. So they're part of the legacy, the heritage of the farm, and I don't want to change that. Mike said a very interesting thing, and a thing I fully believe in his last video. He said, we're just stewards of the land. It doesn't, we don't really own it. We just, steward it for everybody. The land belongs to everybody, right? And I firmly believe that. I may be in physical possession of it right now, but I can't take it with me when I go, right? So all I can do is take care of it for the next, the next generation, the next, cycle of people who own the farm, or the land in general, actually. So let's see. What we can do? Let's tab around here and see how he's doing. Okay, yeah, he's doing fine. He's going to need to be refilled again before too much longer, I think. So obviously now with the lights and all the scripts and everything that are running over here, there's going to be some lag, the rain, but okay, not a real issue. I suppose what we could do, we could jump out here and we could walk these fields real quick and see how they're doing. Cut through the hedge. Don't mind me in the hedge. So let's see. Soil moisture hasn't quite come up in this field yet, but it will. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm having a kind of an issue here where stuff grew up just randomly, like that grew, and I wasn't fast forwarding because I don't obviously fast forward when I plant, but that grew, and then I've got some edges on other fields like there, and I don't know what caused that, but everything looks pretty good in this field, so I think I'll leave this field alone. The soil moisture will come up as the rain sort of gets drawn into the soil. How are we doing over here? Soil moisture is coming up on this field. Nutrients are decent. Soil pH is okay, so very good. I'm happy with that field. While we're here, we'll run over, jump the fence, and check out field 3. Let's see. Soil moisture is coming up. Nutrients are decent, and the soil pH is good. Still got some herbicide in there, so that's good. Okay, so those fields are all set. I do want to go take a look at the potato field while we're, still sort of messing around. I won't make this episode too long. We're already closing up in a half an hour. I just want to run let's see, potato field this way. I just want to run over, check the potato field, and field 11 north and south over there. And then I will call this an episode. On the next episode, what will we be doing? Well, hopefully it will have stopped raining because I'll just, wait till it does. We'll be bringing some straw and milk to our animals, to our calves. Probably bringing some straw to the pig and beef as well. Probably making mixed rations for our dairy cows. You know, it's just more maintenance-y stuff. And then I think I'll probably do a tiny bit of fast forwarding of time to get up to where these potatoes are ready to harvest. Because, yeah, I think these are going to be the next thing that go. So I'll just park in the road, why not? How are we doing here? Soil moisture is good. Nutrients are very good. And the soil pH is decent. So, okay, very good. And there's still obviously some herbicide in here. So let's go over and check fields 11, 11 south, I think is what I call this. So, well, even the grass over here is doing pretty good now because of the rain. So, let's see. Soil moisture, again, you know, it's going to come up as it does. PK is a little low, probably, no, but it's not low everywhere, though. I suppose I could spot spray some PK, but to be honest, it's not bad. So I may just leave that alone. Soil pH is good. And herbicide is okay. It's going to need another application of herbicide before this comes up, because this has still got about 4 maybe 6 days, 4 or 6 days left before it grows fully up, I believe. So, okay, so that's cool. Let's see. Going to need a thumbnail, right? You know what? I kind of like this one. This one might be a nice thumbnail. Go ahead and get HUD Hider activated here and take the picture. And there we go. And there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, make sure you let me know what you think. Also, if I know that there's been some issues with the link to my PayPal link because it's, you know, 50 feet long, unfortunately, and I think that's causing the problems. So if you're watching this before midnight on December 18th of 2015, and you want to donate to the Bipolar Profit Gaming Gives Back, a charity event, you know, to help out a great woman and her great kids in a time of real need, you know, you can always go to. I'm going to put another link in the description of this video, and hopefully it works. If it doesn't, please let me know. And also, you can always go to the main channel, to Bipolar Profit Gaming on YouTube, and click the little PayPal icon in my channel banner. That one works. And if you can donate anything, whether it be $2, $5, $10, whatever, it's greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. And this person and her children are greatly appreciative of, well, you are helping to make Christmas a little brighter for a very deserving family. And thank you so very much. If you're watching this after midnight on December 18th of 2015, thank you. You guys are amazing. I truly, truly cannot express my gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, as always, for coming to the channel, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing. It means a ton to me, you know what I mean? It's a great time for the channel. I'm having a blast, you know. And as always, guys, thank you so much for making me a part of your YouTube day. And this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.